know if you're trying to hide so that we can't see you.
Can you play that whistle for us again? Welcome to Friday Night Ghost Frights, a series of real, true experiences with the paranormal and the supernatural. Ghost tales that may frighten you in the depths of the night. Have you ever seen someone standing in the doorway and then suddenly they're not there? A flicker of a shadow that made you do a double take perhaps? Have you ever awoken in the middle of the night to a dark presence standing in the corner of your bedroom? You may have just experienced a shadow person. Some may not believe the things I'm about to describe, but I assure you that everything I'm about to tell you is absolutely true. It is up to you, dear viewer, as to whether you believe me or not. There are many different types of purported shadow people that we believe we know about. The Hat Man, the hooded figure, the humanoid figure, the dark shadow with red eyes, the black mist, the wisp, the old hag. Who are they? What are they? There are many theories out there, but no one really knows for sure. After all, nobody's actually been able to sit down with a shadow person and interview it. The theory I adhere to is that they are interdimensional beings traversing multiple planes of existence. However, I maintain the right to change my mind. I've covered shadow people on older videos on Haunted Road Media. Please feel free to check them out, and it's a topic we'll keep exploring from time to time. Some of you already know, some of you do not, that I've had a number of encounters with shadow people. First and foremost is one of my very first experiences with the paranormal, in which I observed and interacted with a shadow person in my bedroom when I was about 8 or 9 years old. I woke up in the middle of the night and it was standing right in the corner of my bedroom. Now, a lot of people have told stories in the past that they relate to sleep paralysis, of being able to see, what they call hallucinations when they wake up in the middle of the night. However, when I woke up and saw it there, yes, I did try to scream. After all, I was 8 or 9 years old, but I could not. Again, I was 8 or 9 years old, scared out of my mind. Now, the thing did come up to me, and when I say interact with me, I really mean just that. It actually crossed my arms across my body and then ran down the hall, of which I turned my head and watched it go down the hall. So that throws out sleep paralysis. I also like to make this point about the whole hallucinating sleep paralysis thing when it comes to viewing shadow people in the middle of the night. If it was really just a part of our dream that we were still experiencing, why don't we see other objects when that happens? Like maybe there's a tree in the corner of our room, or a plane is flying over our heads in bed. You don't hear those stories. In any case, for an 8 or 9 year old child, it was a very frightening experience, and I jumped out of bed and ran to my parents' room, and they told me I just had a bad dream. Of course, that's what you're going to tell an 8 or 9 year old child. However, I know I was wide awake for it, and it was not a dream. Something I would like to add from the previous telling of this story is that over the past year, and I've told this story many, many times, especially in radio interviews and the like, and it seems like just over the past year, a number of people have suggested to me that perhaps the crossing of my arms across my body was the shadow person, for whatever reason, thinking that I was dead, and it was actually putting me in a burial pose. Kind of an interesting idea to explore. Now, the second shadow person experience that I recall was when I was about 13 years old, and we had just moved from Massachusetts to Ohio. We were unpacking boxes, and I kept seeing out of the corner of my eyes, I was unpacking boxes in my bedroom, something that was looking in at me from outside the bedroom. I think it was peering around the corner of my door. I couldn't actually tell who or what it was because it darted away so quickly. I ended up asking my mother if she had been seeing the same thing, and she actually confirmed that yes, she had. Kind of left it at that. After a few months, this phenomenon just went away and didn't happen again. So I chalked it up to just something that was there in the house, checked us out, decided we were okay, and then left. Or at least left us alone. Now, throughout my time as a paranormal investigator, I've observed a lot of different shadow experiences. And I'm not going to get into all of those, but one that I thought was very significant was at a restaurant called Johnny V's in Muskogee, Oklahoma. And I've shared this clip before, but I'll share it again here because it's been a while. We had really just finished up the investigation there at Johnny V's, and the rest of the team was upstairs in the bar area. I decided to do a final sweep of the lower level, and I was entering the kitchen through the main doors. I had my camera with me, and I was going to take some final pictures. Well, as I entered the kitchen, I saw this dark, it was black, but it was a wisp. It was very, very narrow and thin, and it all of a sudden just took off toward the side door, which was one of those flimsy metal doors that just kind of flops back and forth. And it made the loud bang as if it was going through that door, but the door didn't move at all. I shouted upstairs if they had heard the noise, and they had. And I even started asking some other questions about if they'd thrown anything down there or what have you. Of course, nobody had. I did snap a picture, but it was already gone by then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play for you a short clip. It's the photograph that I had taken just after, and then the audio of the actual event. So you'll see the door in the picture, and you'll actually hear the bang. Did you guys hear that? Did you guys hear that bang? Yeah, it was back here in the kitchen. Yeah, I thought I saw a shadow move, and I was getting my camera out to take a picture, and all of a sudden there was that bang. Investigating over the past year has been able to provide other opportunities to be able to observe shadow people, and a couple of them have been quite significant. Early last summer at the old Kampsville grade school in Kampsville, Illinois, Shauna Wankel and I were investigating the gym area where we'd been experiencing a lot of different types of activity, and there was a lot going on around the door to the boys' locker room and then the basement area. But whatever was in the gym area also kept having us bounce around, kind of playing with us, it seemed. It would make noises on one side and we'd go over, and make noises on another side and we'd go over. But we always kept being drawn back to that area of the door leading down to the locker room in the basement, which Shauna didn't really like. She always got a bad vibe over there. Well, in this one particular instance, we had been drawn back across the gym to the bleacher area. And then we kept hearing noises from across the gym yet again, but we didn't move. I was panning the camera around, and in the viewing area over by that door, you can actually see a shadow person. I'll first show you the video clip, and then I'll show you a couple of screen caps, both the original and then a lightened version, because it's a little easier to see in the lightened version. The darker version on the mobile phones, harder to see. You can see it, plain as day on a full-blown computer screen. But here's the clips.
I don't know if you're trying to hide so that we can't see you. If somebody's telling you that you have to hide.
Can you play that whistle for us again? Another time here just recently that we observed a shadow person was during the Ghost of the Goldenrod event on the Goldenrod Showboat. This was an event a couple days after Thanksgiving this past year, which Haunted Road Media sponsored, and the proceeds were given to the Goldenrod Showboat to help with the restoration and preservation of it as they prepare it for its move back to St. Louis. Now on the second floor, there's a passageway that leads from the upper floor dining area to the upper balcony area of the showroom. And that area has always given us a very strange vibe. A lot of times when I walk through it, I've felt a cobwebby type feel. Shauna's gotten a really bad vibe up there just in general with that back passageway. And this night was really no different. In one particular instance that evening, I had seen a quick shadow back in that passageway, and I went to go explore. I didn't actually see anything back there. However, one of the other investigators, Samantha, had picked up an anomaly on her camera. Here's the clip.
Just kind of like watching, like
Felt like
hovering.
somebody was watching from the door.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay, I thought I saw like something quick, just kind of dart into there. It was just like real quick though.
I took that one first,
Right.
and
That's when I
this is
first
the
went in.
second one. This is after the first picture.
Okay, that's after.
Yeah, this is the second picture.
All right.
Right before this one, you had asked if someone was in there with you.
Right.
And I took a picture, and then my camera stopped working until you started walking towards the door. This was the picture I took right before my camera stopped working.
All right.
And
that's when I asked if there was somebody
right,
in
you
there with
had
me.
just asked if someone was in there with you, and you're looking at the only light on your camera.
Right.
And then there's the doorway without you in it, so it's not paint or anything.
Right. Interesting. Yeah, that's that area earlier today where I got the cobwebby feel, and then, I thought I saw something a little while ago dart in there. Later on that evening, when we had actually gone back down to the showroom, Shauna felt drawn back to that upper floor dining area. And when she entered in, she saw a shadow figure walk back into that passageway, and 2 balls of light followed it in there. The balls of light are another phenomenon we've been seeing on there, and we covered that in a previous Friday Night Ghost Frights. But here's Shauna telling of her experience. Surprised you came up here on your own. In there?
Well, when I first cleared the doorway, I had my flashlight pointing down.
Okay.
But I saw like a full shadow, like at least my size.
Into
Not
there.
Not on the wall. That was
Into the
standing
doorway.
there. And it went in the doorway, and then as soon as I called for Jake, and then I told him what I saw, and then right after he answered me, then 2 of the little twinkles went in there. Just,
Okay.
I mean, I didn't see them like.
Well, and this is where we were seeing stuff earlier tonight, and I felt, my nose is running, and where I felt the cobwebby right in here. Shadow people are still a mystery. Why do they take the forms they do, and why do they frequent the places in which they're seen? As we keep searching for answers, tell me, what's your shadow person story? Is it just a figment of your imagination? A symptom of sleep paralysis, perhaps? Think again. Thank you for watching Friday Night Ghost Frights. Please let us know what you think of our new show in the comments below. And if you have not yet, please subscribe. I'm Mike Ricksecker. Until next Friday night.